Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video here about R-grade cars. I get a lot of questions about this because this is something that people need to know, and it's not really clear because there are a lot of sources that don't, they'll tell you different things. Maybe R-grade cars are terrible. Some people say they're okay. And so I just wanted to clear things up and let you know a little bit about it. And so to start with, R-grade car is an auction grade for the Japanese car auctions. That's what I do for a job. And the R grade means that the car has been in an accident and has been repaired. That's what the R means, repaired. There's another subgrade of R, which is RA, which is a small accident, but not all auction houses use that. And so what one auction house will call an RA, another auction house will call an R. And actually the same thing goes for auction grade 3. And so R, RA, and auction grade 3 can all mean the car's been in an accident. The only really weird thing is that auction grade 3 doesn't necessarily mean it's been in an accident. It could just mean a poor condition car. Okay, so an R-grade car has been in an accident. It's been repaired. Is it worth getting that car? Oh, one more thing before I get into that. A lot of people, and I don't know where they get this from, but a lot of people think that an R-grade car can just mean that it's been modified. And that's not the case. All R-grade cars have been in accidents. It has nothing to do with the state of modification of the car. And so, back to that question, is the R-grade car worth getting? Well, that depends a lot on the size of the accident that it's been in. And this, I think, is where part of the confusion comes in. The R-grade cars have been in accidents, but it can be a really small accident, like in a parking lot, or it can be a really big accident. And a lot of people, they just think R-grade car, and they, their mind just assumes that this is, this is a salvage title. And so salvage title is like, well, it's something that in Canada and in the US we have. In Japan, there is no salvage title. No matter how big an accident is, it doesn't get noted on the registration for the vehicle. If the vehicle is repaired and it's repaired in a certain way, like for example, they change the engine while they're doing the repair, then it needs to be classified as a modified car. But that's completely different from from a salvage title. And so because there is no salvage title in Japan, people think that the R grade means that it's a salvage title. And what a salvage title is a car that has been in an accident that was so big that the repair of the car would have been more than the value of the car. And so it's written off. Salvage vehicles are, well, it's kind of hit and miss. For some salvage title vehicles, they are good and some of them are bad. But that's kind of beyond the scope of what we're talking about. We're talking about Japan. There is no salvage title here. And so the R-grade cars, a small accident might deform some of your body, some of your frame panels. Most cars are unibody these days, and so it's not actual like a ladder frame that gets damaged. It's the unibody frame that gets damaged. After it gets damaged, it gets bent back into place, and then you can drive your car again. Of course, the car has to pass the inspection here in Japan every 2 years. But for the most part, the cars are repaired decent enough to pass the inspection. Now, when you see an R-grade car, there's also going to be a whole chunk of Japanese writing on the auction sheets that tell you about which areas have been damaged, what areas have been replaced and whatnot. And using this, you can get a better idea about how big the accident was. Now, in my opinion, an R-grade car isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it comes down to the comments big time. If you don't read those comments and you don't know exactly what was changed, you might as well be guessing on the condition of the car. And so get those sheets translated, but it's a little bit difficult to tell which ones are worth translating and which ones aren't worth translating, because if you can't read Japanese, then you just kind of have to guess. And that's just a sad story about how the auction is, because not everyone can read Japanese. And so, here's a little trick for that. If you see a lot of XX marks, which means a replaced panel, on the body diagram, that usually means a bigger accident. And if you see a whole bunch of comments in the comments section, those comments each mean something is damaged or something is broken. And so if there are a lot of comments, there's a good chance it's a bad vehicle. And if there are very few comments, then there's a good chance it's a good vehicle and that the accident wasn't very big. Accident problems on Japanese cars, I think, are less of an issue than they are on German cars. A lot of, especially Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, BMW, if the car's been in an accident, there is a higher chance of there being electrical problems. This is particularly the case in the late 80s to about the mid 2000s, from what I've noticed. If you can get a car without being in an accident, it is better. Accident grade vehicles can be cheaper though, but the thing is they're not always cheaper. And the reason why they're not always cheaper is because there's a very big industry in buying the cheapest car that you can buy and then selling it to people who don't know why you got it for so cheap. And so, you know, there are companies that target R-grade vehicles because they know they can buy them for a little bit cheaper, and then they sell the cars without telling anyone that there's been an accident. To the average Joe, it's not very easy to tell if a car has been in an accident. It takes, you know, even if you read how to find out if it's been in an accident, you might not necessarily be able to see that in person. Resprayed body panels are one thing. Panels that don't line up are another, or wrinkles in the inner panels or your baffles or your rear floor, or replacement marks from where they welded or repainted. And so, yeah, because of that, because there are dealers who are jumping on these vehicles, it actually makes the R grade not that much cheaper than the actual cars. And you'll find also sports cars, especially cars that are popular for racing, like Integra Type R, Lancer Evolution, Nissan Skyline. These cars are much more commonly R-grade cars than other types of cars. And if they're common race cars, usually the price is about the same for an R-grade and a non-R-grade car. So that's basically everything that I can tell you about the R-grade cars. It's hit and miss whether the accident was a big problem. You can get it for a little bit cheaper, but not always. And once a car has been in an accident, it's never going to be exactly perfect in terms of a completely straight car. But in my last video, actually, I mentioned about that as well. Just by driving a car will put it out of spec after many years. And so it's not, having a car that is not completely in spec is not the end of the world, and it's something that regular cars just go through as well. So that's going to be the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments about this, put them in the comments section. There are a lot of people out there that know more than I do about this sort of thing. So certainly if you know something that I missed, put it in the comments section, because I, for one, would love to hear that, and I'm sure everybody else would as well. So thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and have a good day.